Okay, so I'm gonna record the makeup tutorial for you. I just got out of the shower and did my skincare. So first step is gonna be a primer, which I have the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. And what this does is, like I said, I think in the previous video, was it closes your pores so it doesn't look like your pores are huge with your makeup, because it'll make it look weird. And also it protects your pores from the makeup. So we'll just dab that in. I feel like I'm making a YouTube video. Okay. So after primer, I usually do my eyebrows first, just so that I don't mess up my makeup if I mess up my eyebrows. So a lot of people use like pencils for eyebrows, but I don't like doing that because they break on me. So I use pomade. So like, you know how like Anastasia like brow dip? This is basically it, but cheaper. So you take an angled brush and then you dip that in there, and I have my mirror right here, so you'll just outline it. And if you mess up just a little bit, don't worry, because that's what the concealer's for. But you just outline your eyebrow if you have any. And what I like to do is, it's gonna look rough at first, obviously, because yeah, but what I like to do is make like an ombre effect where this side is lighter and this side gets darker. I'm gonna do both my eyebrows and then I will show you when I cut them. So my eyebrows look fucking crazy right now, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with a makeup wipe, and I'm gonna, like I said, I like to do an ombre effect, so I'm gonna like make it lighter on this side and like even clean up like the ones that are like way too thick, the parts that are way too thick. I'm gonna clean my eyebrows up with some concealer too, but I'm just doing this for starters, just so it's easier. And yeah, so let me get my concealer next. And what you're gonna do is take your concealer. I usually do, I cheap out on makeup unless it's concealer and foundation, because if you cheap out on those, you could definitely tell you cheaped out. But that's, I'll let you know about that once I get to foundation. But I'm gonna brush these out and even out the actual product, because right now I could already see the product starting to like come off, but I will fix that by going in with the product again. And I'll take this and then another angled brush that has a spoolie at the end. This is a spoolie, and we're gonna go ahead and put the concealer on this side, and then we're just gonna outline it to how we want our eyebrows to look. And yeah, so this is called cleaning up the eyebrow, because it's shaping it back up and cleaning up the excess that makes your eyebrows look crazy. So here's how it looks after I cut it versus before. So that's what concealer does, is it actually shapes it. So I'm done with my eyebrows. There is a saying that says eyebrows are sisters, not twins, because you will never have the same eyebrow. So yeah, next I'm gonna go in, with this foundation. This is $50 foundation. Yeah, I say never cheap out on foundation or on concealer, because if you get a cheap one, it will like come off of your face easily. So what you could do for foundation is you could use a brush, and there's specific, like you could tell from different brushes what it's used for. You could use a brush or you could use a sponge. And what I do is, I do one of these. I start with the brush, and then after I cover my whole face, I go in with the sponge. And now I'm going in with the sponge. So if you don't know your shade, so it doesn't look like my shade right now just because I tan and etc, etc. I need to get a different foundation for winter versus summer and etc. But like, if you don't know your shade, if you go to Sephora and ask them to like find your shade, they'll like have this like really cool like scan thing that they like put to your skin, and then they could find your exact shade for any brand. Like, it's so weird. But yeah, so then I blend that in. Make sure you blend in that concealer around the eyes too, so it doesn't look like two different shades. So there's two different types of blush. Well, I'd say three. So there is a powder blush, which most people are familiar with, like it's the most common one. So it's a powder blush. We have jelly blush. And then we also have cream blush. I don't have cream blush, but recently I've been doing jelly blush. So after doing my foundation, I put this on my face. And the one rule about doing your makeup is you never want to put wet makeup on dry makeup. So you have to be like very careful about your placement of makeup, because if you put wet makeup on dry makeup, like if you do the powder first and then like something wet, it will make your face like batter almost. It's gross. But you could take a blush brush and then make sure you blend that out, because you don't want to look like a clown. So once you do that, I also put some on my nose. After you blend that out with a jelly blush, if you do like a powder blush, you could do that after this upcoming step I'll show you in a bit. So yeah, I'm done with the blush there, just to give your face some color so you don't look sick or ill. So now that we did our jelly blush, we're gonna grab our powder. Actually, no, we're not. We're actually gonna go in with this concealer. How did I miss that? So in order for your face not to look like just one color and you look sick, you gotta like do some concealer and blush and bronzer. But for concealer, you have to do like let me show you. So it has to be like a couple shades lighter than your actual foundation, because then other than that, you're not doing much with the concealer. But it's just so that you have some lighter points in your face, so it looks like your face has dimension. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it does. But yeah, you'll put some under your eye, on your forehead T-zone. This is the T-zone right here. And then on your chin. Some people put it on their nose, but I just think that's too much for me. Okay, now that we're done, we're gonna go to powder. I don't know why I forgot that. But you'll get powder in your shade. And you don't have to do powder. It's only for people that don't want to look like dewy. So dewy is when your face looks, I say greasy. Most people like to look dewy. But matte is when it isn't greasy looking. So you'll get your exact skin tone too, so that it's not two different skin tones. But I'm going to go on my whole face with this. To mention that there are also different, like every brush has a purpose. So yeah, I usually use Morphe brushes, but brushes from like the dollar store probably should work, as well as brushes from like Walmart and stuff. I think the only thing you can't cheap out on has to be foundation. That's the one thing I will say. And you could see like the difference between this side versus this side. This is dewy, like shiny, and then this is matte where there's no shine. See, like right here I haven't put any powder, so it's gonna be shiny. See? Now that you're all set with your powder, I use bronzer, and this is to make a shadow. So like for someone who also has like a little bit of a double chin, you could get your bronzer brush, your powder bronzer, and do one of these. It's just so that like it kind of hides double chin, or you could go right here so you have dimension to your face, as they say it. So right below the blush, under the chin, on the forehead, like the hairline. Make sure you blend it out though, because you don't want to look like you have dirt on your face. And then you could grab a smaller brush and do the nose too. It's just so that people use it to make their nose smaller, look smaller, or to make their nose just look, well, smaller, yeah. But they like put it around the nose, like this, and then on the sides of the nose as well. Like I said though, you have to make sure you go in and blend that out. Oh yeah, I need it. Okay, next we have highlighter, which there's also liquid highlighter, which I do not like, so I don't use liquid highlighter. But now you're gonna get your highlighter and your little brush for that. Go in, and then what you want to do is bronzer, blush, highlighter. So then, boom, that shine. Feeling like a YouTuber. Same thing on this side. Wow, that is crazy. I'm such a guru. Okay. Anyway, you could also put it under right here. I don't do that because it already looks like that for me. Some people put it on their lip. I don't know why, but... And then what I do is I put that right in the middle of my nose so it looks cool because it's a bronzer, and then like the highlighter. Boom. Okay. So I usually don't do my eyeshadow, but when I do, I'm not going to do that right now, but when I do, you put, so like, you know how we had primer at the beginning, like where like it's like sticky? This is for your eyelids, and it's so that the actual eyeshadow sticks to your eyelids really good. And also doesn't mess up your eyelids, because sometimes it could dry out your eyelid and then it hurts. I've had that happen before. But you'll also go in, it has this little thing, and then you go on your eyelid and then you like blend it out, make sure that it's not all like chunky or there's not more on one side than the other. And then I don't really want to do my eyeshadow right now, but I could probably make another video on that if you want. Okay, so next on my list of what I do for my makeup, I have eyeliner. Like I said, people use stick eyeliner, stick eyebrow stuff, stick everything. I like pomade or gel. So we have a very brand new eyeliner right here. And let me get my brush for that real quick. If I can find it. Oh, found it. Okay. So next is your little brush thing. And then we'll go ahead and if you remember, which I really hope you don't, but you probably do. But I used to do my eyeliner like freaking all the way back here. With eyeliner, practice will like make perfect. Like I've been doing my eyeliner since I was like 12, so I've pretty much like got the hang of it, but I still get frustrated sometimes too. And if you get frustrated with eyeliner, that's totally normal because it's really hard to perfect. So what I usually do is I start from the back right here. I don't make my eyeliner big like I used to. And then I'll go across right here. Looks a little rough right now, but I promise you I will fix it in a little bit. But I also sometimes drag it down here, so it gives me a more... There we go. See, like, you just have to trust the process. And then, yeah. So I'm going to do one on the other side as well. It's going to take some time. I will say eyeliner is super hard to perfect. I'm going to attempt to put lashes on myself. I haven't put lashes on myself since junior year, and so I'm very rusty. But before you put on false lashes, you will need to put on mascara first. So here's this little eyelash curler. It's very dirty, but you'll go ahead and do one of these. And this looks really scary. Like, men are really scared of this. Like, I try to do on Jesse and he freaks out. And, like, every man I know freaks out about this because it looks like a torture method. But we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, we're going to do this. And that's just to curl them to make them go up. And then it looks better when you put on mascara. This is from Too Faced. Can you tell that my favorite brand is Too Faced? Does that say something about me? I'm just kidding. Not anymore. But then you'll go in and just brush that. I'm gonna do that on the other side too. So I get my false lashes from Amazon because if you go to a store in person, the eyelashes are gonna be like $13 for one pair. Whereas this was like $8 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 pairs. So you get double. So yeah. So what you're going to want to do when you get your eyelashes is, first of all, grab them with a tweezer. And then you're going to do one of these and try to measure out your eye, like where you need to cut it, because it'll be too long unless you have like really freaking huge eyes. But then you'll figure out where you need to cut it, which I'm just gonna use my big ass scissors. So you're just gonna cut it just a little bit, just so that it fits your eyeball. I cut on both sides just so it's even. And then you'll go ahead, grab them like this. Little hair might fall out, just make sure. Grab it like this. And then go in with your eyelash glue. I like to use the Kiss eyelash glue. This is gonna be a long video, holy crap. And then you're gonna go along this little like strip right here. So this is what it will look like. And then you just gotta like, you gotta make sure it dries so it becomes sticky. And then once it's sticky, you will, this is tricky, okay? I will not lie. Putting on eyelashes is a little tricky. You're gonna try to get it as close as you can to your actual like eyelash line. When I'm saying eyelash line, I'm meaning like right there. Like you have to get it as close as possible so it doesn't look like your eyelashes, like obviously they're fake, but you can't tell where it starts and where it begins. Because if you don't, then you're gonna look like a whole mess. But yeah, you kind of have to put it like on the actual lash itself. Some people like to, I don't know how to explain it, like they fold the skin that's on your eyelid skin and like push those two together so that it stays stuck under your skin like this. Yeah, so it stays stuck under your skin and doesn't move. So you do one of those. And also, my recommendation is if you put on lashes, you should put on eyeliner too, so that you can't really see if you messed up or not, because no one's gonna see it because of the eyeliner. Yeah, that's what it's called. So now we got a lash on. Ooh. And see, like it's as close as you can to the actual lash. And then when you squish, it's gonna hurt. It will hurt, I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna squish that down. It's gonna go under the skin so it stays longer. When they said beauty is pain, they were not lying. So yeah, once you get that all situated and that's done, I'm gonna do the other lash. But once you do your lashes, you'll go in with the mascara again. There we go, so you can actually see it. Wow, beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna do the other lash now. Hopefully it turns out pretty similar. The eyelash is giving me a little bit of trouble. It's pissing me off, but it's okay. We're gonna go in and pretend that everything's fine. Girl, I might have to like post this on YouTube so you could watch it, because this is like a freaking 20-minute video. Okay. I'm gonna go in and get my bottom lashes color. Oh, okay. Boom! Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get my lip liner and a lipstick. This lip combo is to die for. So it's from the Ulta Beauty collection in the shade Chocolate. And then this is lipstick in the shade Flushed by I actually don't remember. Someone good though. I don't know where it stopped. But anyway, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna outline my dry eyelids to the best of my ability. Some people overline their lips and it's like, girl, we could tell. But to each their own. Freaking, that's what I get for talking crap. I don't remember the name of this lipstick. Anyway, it's in the shade Flushed. And then I got in, it feels like cream. I got in like this. Okay. And I could add gloss too, but I'm feeling a little matte today. So, there's my makeup tutorial. I'm gonna put this in a YouTube video because Messenger probably won't let me send it, Instagram won't let me send it, and iMessage won't let me send it. So, it's gonna be a YouTube video. Maybe I'll blow up. Just kidding. But yeah, I hope this helps. Let me know if you want me to make you any other makeup videos. I mean, why not? Love you. Bye.